This is Neha Sonney. I call myself the self-love advocate. I am based in Hong Kong and I work with people across the globe. I particularly love helping people who seem to have invisible diseases, which comes in the way of their loving themselves and seeking out intimacy. And one of the things that I see often is there is something going on that is stopping them. Oftentimes it is something invisible to them and that's holding them back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Diptii Shah and welcome to my show, Artistry. Today I have with me the self-love advocate, some even call her the self-love guru, Miss Neha Sonney. Welcome to my show, Neha.
Thank you so much, Diptii. I'm so delighted to be here. So excited to talk to you.
Neha, thank you so much for being here. I want to start with basics. In the world which is obsessed with the word well-being, how would you define emotional well-being?
It's a very deep question. Wellness, well-being, a lot of people talk about it. And then I think what comes up is meditation. So I think one of the ways I started my own journey of getting, and I wasn't sure if I was getting there myself, but that's when I realized, okay, you coming to know your emotional state and how it is affecting how you conduct yourself in life, and bringing yourself to a state of harmony, inner harmony. When you have established that in yourself, that's you taking care of yourself emotionally. And yes, one of the ways to do that is through meditation. There are many other ways you could try. So as you recognize those emotions inside of you, and normally people would react. And so instead of reacting, if you understand why they are there and why you are behaving the way you are behaving, this brings you an understanding, firstly, of yourself, your own actions. So that's where you can understand yourself and maybe change your life by taking one different action, one different step at a time, by observing yourself and not reacting like you usually would. I would say that's a part. So I would say awareness, and building that awareness is a way to cultivate emotional well-being. And what that reflects is like, you are happy, and happy can be a very broad term, Dipti. It can be so broad. It's like, what is happiness to different people? Maybe happiness to you is acting. For me, happiness is growth and personal development. It means different things to different people. But what is your happy? You have to find that out for yourself. And when you find that out, you do everything that you can to bring that into your life. So how are you taking care? This way, this is one of the other ways you take care of your emotional well-being, because people around you, when you're not happy, you're going to attract that. You're going to attract whatever it is that you are vibrating. This is why the well-being, the emotional well-being, it's a vibration that you have to align inside yourself for you to fulfill whatever it is you are here to fulfill in your life.
Right, right. So I think from meditation comes awareness, and from awareness, we can really identify whether we are emotionally happy or unhappy. Neha, talking on the opposite end of wellness, is there something called as emotional abuse? And do you have examples for me?
Yeah, because people may not realize. So a lot of times when you experience some sort of trauma, it can come from your childhood, or it can happen among your peers. You were bullied in school, or some friend said something and you took it in a completely different way and you judge yourself. And that's where you feel you were not honored in a relationship. So emotional abuse can happen in many different ways. It can happen with anyone. um, and this can happen, and especially a lot of times it's very unconscious. It's happening inside of families where parents parents are telling their children, oh, why did you do this? Mama is not happy about this. Daddy is not okay with that. So suddenly, and the child doesn't have the tools to understand, like, and and even regulate themselves, and they're passed on through this unconscious act of a parent, that mama is not happy about this. Suddenly the child thinks, oh, it is my responsibility to take care of my mother's happiness. Can you imagine how huge a burden it is to put on a child? And you as an adult, how much responsibility you have in the way you conduct yourself around them. So emotional abuse can happen in many ways. It happened, I would say, twice, a little bit more recently, where I have felt like I'm coming from my perspective and another person is coming from their perspective, and there is no, okay, I personally, because I practice understanding myself, I will provide that space for the other person. It's not likely that they would reciprocate the same. So there definitely is a clash. And what they have done is, in their unconscious behavior, what they did was invalidate me, means this is my perspective and this is what I hold. And I don't want to listen to you, because listening to you may make me change my perception, and I don't want that changed. So that's like a complete divide that divides people, instead of, kind of bringing harmony among people. That's like surface level, happens a lot of the times. And invalidation can happen inside of parenting, and especially if people have gone through narcissistic relationships, whether it is with a spouse or with a parent. It's very traumatic to go through something like that. And examples of that emotional abuse can look like, completely invalidating how you feel. So growing up in an environment like that, I felt like my needs don't matter, my happiness does not. This communicated to me through the actions, through whatever is happening around me. So neglect, emotional neglect, is again abuse. A child is crying and the parent does nothing about it, does not listen, and just lets them cry. There is no communication happening. There is no trying to help them to feel better, resolve, help them feel like they are seen and heard. If that's not happening, I would say that is emotional abuse. And for you to recognize this, whenever you recognize this, your job is to take care of yourself and step away. No matter how good that relationship looks, that could be your best friend. But if that happens, you have you have the right to get off from that table, because that person does not love you, and you do not need someone like that in your life. It can be very selfish. It can, on the surface, it would look like it's very selfish, but it is it is the best you can do for your own emotional well-being. Now imagine, people have gone through abuse and abusive friendships, abusive relationships. What they end up doing, Dipti, is abusing themselves, because that is all they know. This is all they're aware of. And so they don't know better. So they will invalidate their own experiences and then living in denial of what is. Can you imagine how much conflict that creates inside? So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. And
yeah,
it is such a pity. It is so sad, I would say, that uh, we are not trained when we were growing up to
yeah.
identify the triggers or identify conditions when we know and we can say that we are not happy.
Yeah. I think as a parent, that's why it's a big responsibility to help the child understand and actually have their own identity. It's not like, okay, this is my child and that's the be all and end all and nothing else. They are, besides my child, this is a human. They've come into my life and I need to respect that. And when I show that through my words, actions, my body language, everything, I understand them. I bother to understand this person because I want to listen. And when that happens for them, they will be able to explain to themselves and understand for themselves and be able to communicate that. Communicate openly without fear of being judged. What you talked about is so important and so beautiful for a person to experience inside of a relationship, be it with a spouse, be it with a parent. Having that space, or even a coach, having that space where you're not judged, but I help you understand, uh, as a parent, as a coach, as a friend, as a spouse, as a whatever. If I help you listen to yourself and I facilitate that and hold that, you can be listening to yourself and come to your own understanding of things. And when you are able to do that, you find that, oh, this is a good decision. You will be okay with yourself and have confidence in yourself that I'm kind of doing something right. I'm doing a good decision. And then seeing that this is being validated by themselves, we're just holding that mirror. How amazing that is, how beautiful it is to experience something like this. And that relationship is one of the safest relationships, one of the most beautiful relationships anyone can experience. And I want everyone who has not experienced that to have an experience of that for themselves, because otherwise they don't know better. When they know better, they can do better and have better.
So true. So true. So, Neha, then how would you define self love?
Self-love, I would say one of the first things I wrote and researched about is self-discipline, developing the discipline of noticing your ego. Because the ego can come in the way, and my ego did come in the way. I thought, like, you call me the guru, right? So back when I had not written a single word for my book, I thought that I knew everything there is to know about self-love. I'm practicing meditation every day. I know everything. And then I had to put in the work. I had to research. And I cannot tell you that how much resistance there was inside of me, because I wasn't sure of what is available, and the other thing that I was researching was that, those one of the things where you go Google and search and you find those research journals. So I thought that that's what I would have to work through. So that was like serious resistance I faced to go and download these and find these and study these. Like, do I really have to do this? Do I have to put myself through this? So and I was distracting myself. I'm sharing this because I want people to know this is also my story. I had to learn from scratch and practice what I have preaching through my book. I have to put it to practice. So when I learned to not distract myself through having cups and cups of tea and baking bread and stuff like that, distracting myself, procrastinating. So I understood my behavior, why I was behaving in a certain way and what was coming in the way, my ego, of course. Then that's when I understood, oh, I need to discipline myself. And that is going to be the biggest step in my learning to love myself. That was a huge aha moment for me. Because if I have to write something that I have to teach the world, how am I putting it to practice? And cultivate the discipline to practice that. So this is when you cultivate that and you come from that space where you understand what you were doing and why you were doing, and then move how you can move, not necessarily away from that, but toward yourself. Like, so there's different ways to look at it. It's like, you don't want to say, I want to run away from the pain. No, it's to understand. When people, it's very easy to distract yourself, and we do that all the time. It's an everyday practice, everyday thing you do with that, like unconscious. So when you're aware of that, you start catching yourself slowly, and then you say, this is not right. This is not really me loving myself. This is me feeding my ego. So how can I do better? How can I be better? And that's when you are ready to welcome love for yourself.
Right. So, as I understand,
Yeah.
the journey to self love begins with first identifying myself, who am I, and
Yeah.
starting a good relation, a healthy relationship of accepting the way I am. And
Yes.
self discipline is a great practice that will help me along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You pointed it out so well, because even in meditation, one of the first things, if you want to change anything, you have to first accept. It's like, if I want to get from A to B, I have to know where A is and make peace with A. I can't be in denial of, oh, I am not here. Because from here, I can't go there. Right? So that's the, and in meditation, again, you learn that acceptance of where you are, and acceptance together with acceptance, it's like, making that peace, inner peace inside of you, like, I am here. That's where you start. That's where you're ready to start your process, your journey, and take it as a journey, not the end.
Self love is a lot of work. How long did it take for you to become your true self that you're now?
I would say it's a journey, and I won't say I have reached that place. It's not like some top of the mountain where you get to. It's like an everyday work that you continue to do, because you can always be better. Because one of my values is growth. So I continue to grow myself, and there is no limit to how much you can grow, because that's your spirit, right? So you have to look at it as it's as every day. For example, it's you bathe every day, you brush your teeth every day. It's something you have to look at it, something that you cultivate every single day. And it's not a it kind of like becomes a non-negotiable. Do you go without brushing your teeth? No. Do you question bathing? Do you question eating? No. Same thing. You don't question that. So yes, it's a process. You have to start somewhere, and whatever that is for you. For me, I think my journey began about 12, 13 years ago. And I was a very angry, bitter, and negative person. I probably wouldn't be able to recognize myself from that long ago, but I know I was that, and I've come a long way. So on the outside, I may look exactly the same, but deep within, I am a very different person. But I wanted to become that. You have to want to become that. And the more dedicated you are, I won't say this is not about pace. And everyone has their own, they're all going to get there when they will get there, when they are meant to get there. There is a part that divine timing has a huge part to play, because you are not alone in this. You are working with an unknown but very powerful thing over here. And sometimes it can, no, oftentimes it will get very frustrating of you continuously doing the work and not getting anywhere. It may feel like that. But it's like, I want to share a story. Like it took this this farmer was growing bamboo, and he kept watering his patch of farm for 5 years, and the villagers were passing by and saying, hey, where's the plants? Nothing yet, nothing yet. They gave up, and they were disappointed, and not disappointed, like they were like, I don't know what this person is doing. But he continued to water his part of the farm. He continued to water it. And then within 3 months, after 5 years of nothing, there was tiny life popping from the earth, sprouting from earth. And within 3 months, the bamboo shot from ground to the 90 feet up or something like that. So you may not be able to see immediate results. And if you are thinking that you're going to see immediate results, you are going to be very disappointed in yourself. So you have to be very patient. Cultivating patience is one of the best things you can do for yourself on this journey. And yes, meditation teaches you how to do that, how you can do that. And through being patient with yourself, you can understand and be patient with others. That will show in your conduct. You will understand the importance of why you need to go slow and pause in life, and what happens during those pauses. It's not like nothing is happening. My work, Diptii, is with the invisible, because the invisible has power. So don't just because you cannot see it doesn't mean it's not working. It is. So have faith in that, because from that you will develop trust in yourself.
So true and so wise. Patience is the key, right? So, Neha, you're also a dating and relationship coach. Once I
Mhm.
know who I am and what I want in my partner or what I want in my life, how do I start this process of searching for my partner?
Especially for your single listeners, I will say take out a piece of paper and pen, write down Okay, don't make a list of 6 feet, 6 figures, and 6 inches and whatever else. You want to make a list of qualities that you are looking for in a partner. Okay, you write that down. That's one step. Step 2, do everything in your hands, anything and everything you can do, and you have the power to do that. Let me tell you that. Anything and everything you have the power to do that, to become that, those qualities. Make sure you get those qualities in you. Become that. Why? Because you attract what you become. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So it is your job to become that. And when you're going to be that, you're vibrating that, you are going to attract that.
Wow, that is deep. I mean, no one has ever put it so clearly and so bluntly that if I want, a lovely person, a lovable person, first I have to vibrate love from my own being to attract the same in someone else.
Absolutely.
Neha, do you believe in soulmates? Are there any perfect relationships?
When I was young and naive, I did have this whole idea of love and soulmate and the perfect relationship. But at that time, I think I was blindly in love with my version of what love looks like or what it should look like, so much that I didn't see the person for who they are, because I idealized that person. So, and I was infatuated by that person. And I confused infatuation with love. And it happens a lot of the times. And through my own work and working on my own soul and bringing myself together, I have realized and recognized what it is to be in a beautiful relationship. And maybe this is a soulmate relationship, because I am every single day grateful to be waking up next to them. He comes back from work and I'm excited to talk to him. Every day I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate that we have things going for ourselves. There is friendship. Our foundation of our relationship is built on friendship. So there is friendship and there is attraction, but it's not just physical attraction. There is mental attraction, and there is mental compatibility, I would say, and emotional attraction. Emotionally, we align and we understand each other, and that's where I feel that, okay, this person feels like a soul mate. Mating with mating with this person feels very different to a superficial relationship where sex is very surface. It's not fulfilling. So that's what that it feels different.
I'm in love with myself. I know what I want. I have the qualities as well. I've found the person. How do I consummate this relationship into a marriage?
Good question. You say you have found the person. Has that person found what they want in you? That's something that I would ask you and your audience to reflect. I know you're married, but you has that person does that person want the same in you? You want to be with that person, but does that person want to be with you? You know, the one thing I've realized is You can't build a relationship with someone who doesn't want a relationship with you. And they have to want that. And one of the ways where you may have realized is when a man is emotionally invested in you, it's more likely that he is going to pursue marriage with you. They need to be emotionally invested in you. And I come back to the self-love bit and I talk about emotional well-being, right? So it's kind of like coming a full circle. This is why it's important to do the work that I do. It's when you are emotionally invested in yourself and in your own well-being, that's a huge investment. When you are invested in yourself emotionally, you care deeply for yourself, you will resonate. You won't resonate with everyone. You will resonate with some, maybe just one. Maybe you will repel others, but they're not the right ones for you. And the one who is right for you will be able to give you what you are looking for. And they may find what they are looking for. And when that happens, they can consummate the relationship.
That seems like a natural progression. I mean, it seems like common sense. But still, everyone is like struggling to find a way. Oh, God. Anyway, Neha, could you just tell us in details about your dating and coaching programs that you offer?
Um, what I do is I help people understand. Okay, so let's say there is a webinar or some workshop that you attended of mine, or you came across my website and you're on my email list. So I send some value information. Through the workshop, you get some information that helps you understand yourself and maybe a few steps ahead. When you come into my world, I want to get to know you. And I want you to be as open as possible, because the work we do is very intimate. So you're sharing your intimate life with me. And for me, it's a place of honor, great honor to be doing that work with you. I cannot tell you how sacred that work is. So I will do everything and anything in my power to help you understand yourself. So many a times what happens is people don't realize that everybody goes like, okay, I want a relationship, help me. And they have tried they've tried dating sites, they've tried matchmakers, they've tried other different sources, they've listed themselves on matrimony sites, all of those things, and it's still not able to find their partner. And so that's where my work becomes important for them to realize. It's like, okay, for them to have clarity. That's one of the first things, clarity. What is it that they want? What is it that they are looking for? And whether they are in themselves confident. Do they have the belief? One of the most important things that I know helped me, myself, find the love of my life is my belief. A lot of people struggle with that belief. They do not believe in themselves. So this is my work. I help them believe in themselves. And from that comes their confidence that, yes, I think I'm doing something better. I think I can give to a relationship. So helping a lot. And this other thing is like, what do I get from everybody wants something? So what am I going to get from this person? It's understandable, but do you think about what is it that you are giving to the relationship? What can you offer? Are you clear about that? Why should a person choose you? Why should a person want to spend a considerable amount of their life or the rest of their life with you? So these are the things that I help them discover through the process. So some people, it's like it's a spectrum. People can be anywhere along that line. Maybe they have clarity in what they want, but they struggle with the belief. Maybe they are okay with the belief, but it's still not happened. So it's again, helping them not give up. This is huge. People say, oh, I'm just going to throw in the towel, I've done enough, I've looked everywhere and he's nowhere to be found, she's nowhere to be found, I am happy single. This is a lie. People tell themselves like, I'm happy single, I'd buy an animal, live with that animal for the rest of my life, I'm happy single. It breaks my heart when they say this to themselves, because it's a lie. It's a lie they're telling themselves, and then they become okay with that. But then when they're old is when they realize not having anyone next to them. So that's why doing that work is going to get you to a place of emotional fulfillment. You will also probably find your purpose and you will find your partner, because this work helps you to bring inner alignment. Anything and everything that helps you bring that inner alignment, I do that with you.
Fantastic. It's like a complete package, While looking for someone else, you also find yourself. Something like that. Amazing, Neha. Amazing that the work that you do is helping so many people. Where can
Thank you.
people find you and where can we follow your work?
My website, you can go to my website. It's nehasonney.com. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm the self-love expert. That's what I call myself.
Thank you so much, Neha. I'm sure our audience, myself, will follow you and keep using the tips as and when required in our lives. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge on self-love, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming book. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you so much, Diptii. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Diptii Shah, and thank you for watching my channel. If you like the content that I create here and the amazing people who come on the show, Artistry, then please subscribe to my channel and keep visiting it. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.